Hey everybody, how are you today? Um, I actually have another question for you. Have you ever wondered why diets fail? I put together a 5-part video series on this, and I think we're just going to do it over the next 5 working days. So, I'm wondering, could it be that because you really, truly weren't ready to start? Before we get into that, I'm Michelle with the founder of Wonderland Wellness. And according to my group, I'm the Badass Habit Girl. I think we're going to go with Badass Habit Woman. And I want to thank you for showing up to this first video, which you didn't know it was a first, so that's okay. In the 5-part series, I'm going to explain why 80% of diets fail and what you can do to succeed today in your weight loss goals and efforts. Weight loss is really hard. I mean, it took me 42 years to figure it out. If it were easy, we wouldn't be in the middle of a obesity epidemic in America, that's for sure. But there are reasons why diets fail. And we're going to touch on that. I know it's frustrating and depressing to attempt to lose weight and fail again and again. I've done that so many times in my life. Every failed attempt chips away at your personality and your confidence and your self-esteem. But don't worry, I'm going to teach you how you can move past these past attempts and learn with a learning exercise to make sure that you're successful this time. So let me explain why diets fail. I believe there are actually 4 components required for weight loss and maintenance. If you're missing any one of the 4 elements, you're going to set yourself up for failure. Imagine your weight loss journey is a 4-legged stool. If any one of those legs are broken, you're going to topple over. So, there is so much stuff out there, but you already know the first 2 legs. That's eating healthy and moving, because I don't like the term exercise because it doesn't have to take place in a gym, and that's what we picture when we think exercise. In fact, you're probably overwhelmed with all of the information about food and exercise. Everywhere you turn, there's a new diet declaring the secret to fast and sustainable weight loss. And if that's not bad enough, there's these crazy exercise plans claiming to burn 900 calories in a half hour. Those topics are for another day. I won't get on my soapbox today. But today I actually want to discuss the third and probably the most important component of weight loss, which is your mindset. It all starts up here. I have a friend that says it's all between the ears, and this is true. The number one reason why diets fail is because the dieter hasn't switched over to a healthy mindset. It's not your fault because, as I hear in my group all the time, very few diets actually address the last 2 components, and very few actually address mindset at all. So the bottom line is you need to make fundamental changes in the way you think about food, movement, and the way you live your life in order to reach sustainable weight loss. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Shifting your mindset isn't easy. It's not a quick fix. A simple mantra isn't going to cure you overnight. It will be tough and it will require some soul searching and a little digging. However, it's so worth it. It's wonderful when your child or grandchild can actually put their arms all the way around you when they give you a hug. I promise you. Mastering the healthy mindset will empower you to lose weight and live healthy without wishing and hoping and praying you don't regain the pounds even after celebrating special occasions, going on vacation, or, menopause. Gotta love that one. And with the holidays coming, there's yet another, what people are going to feel like it's a roadblock, but it truly isn't. And that's the reason we're addressing this now. Over the next 4 days, I'm going to take you through 5 essential steps to retrain your mind and empower yourself to make healthy changes. It's hard work, but the payoff is so huge. Let's get started with the first step for day 1. We're going to assess your readiness for change. Now, in the description for this Facebook Live, whether it's below, above, to the side, wherever it happens to be for you, is a free guide that I want you to download. Do it after the video and then come back to this part. So come back here so that you can slide through. I'm showing you. Come back here to this part and go back through this. Stay with me for now, but then go back through this because this is really, really key. All right. And yes, I'm reading notes, guys. Sorry. I want to make sure that I touch on all of this stuff for you because it's really, really critical. It's very uncommon for people to say they want to eat healthy and move more without being ready to take on the effort required. Because you know what? It's not effortless. Let's see. It's really important to figure out where you're going to start. There is no point if you start before you're ready, because I promise you, you're going to fail. That's the reason we all start and stop and start and stop. We think we want it, but we aren't ready to make those adjustments to our life and to our thoughts to make the actual change. Do you have any idea how many times my diet was going to start Monday as I was sitting there plowing through, a bag of fast food? I promise you, my diet never started Monday, or if it did, it was this soul-sucking, horrible thing that happened, and my family hated it. So, let's figure out how we can end the start Monday syndrome. And, I actually started on a Sunday. No, I started on a Friday. So you don't have to start on Monday anyway. I started mine on a Friday. In the handout that is above this, it's called the Readiness to Change Ruler. And the tool's going to help you figure out how ready you are to make the changes right now. Starting at the right time is the most important step you can take to enhance your likelihood of success. How do you know if it's the right time? You go through this worksheet. It really does help, and it really is a critical component. I want you to be selfish. This journey is about you. It's not about your doctor. It's not about your best friend. It's not about your husband. It's not about your kids. It's about you. I want you to wait until you're ready and get a jump into it. It's just like a sporting event. You'll be penalized for a false start. The penalty isn't worth it because you will lose some of your confidence in your ability to succeed every time you start and stop. I have an example. Imagine you're standing on the start line of a marathon, which is just intimidating enough because, I don't run. That's 26.2 miles of running, and you've never run a day in your life. Does it sound like a good idea? No. It's a recipe for disaster. The same thing can happen in your journey to a healthier you if you aren't ready to start. Let's make sure you're properly prepared to get started down a path so that you're never failing at dieting again. And sorry about the hair, guys. This is post-workout me, so that's what you get at 6:30 in the morning, Colorado time. Okay. The whole point of all of this is to make sure that you're successful at losing the weight and keeping it off once and for all. I don't want you riding that 100-pound roller coaster that I rode for 40 years. losing 100 pounds, 10 years later, having to lose the same 100 pounds, 10 years later, having to lose the same 100 pounds because it all came back on. I really wish I had known that my diet really wasn't going to start on Monday, all those Sundays when I was shoving fast food in my face. Because I would use every single start date as an excuse to just eat everything. Let's get off of that start Monday roller coaster. And I want you to be proud that you're contemplating change and that you're looking at new ways to start so that this will be the last start, and don't start on Monday. All right. When you look at your ruler, if you've circled 4 or below, then you're not quite ready to change. There is a silver lining though. If you're honest with yourself, and I mean really honest, this is going to prevent another disappointment. And I'm going to give you some tricks over the next 5 days to get you ready for the change. But if you're at a 4, you're not, or below, you're not ready to change. Now, the ruler goes from 0 to 10, with 0 representing you are so not ready for change, you're not even going to touch it. And a 10 indicating that you're already changing. So we talked about the 4. If you circled a 5 or greater, why didn't you place the mark further to the left? Yeah, I said that right. Further to the left. So why aren't you less ready to change? This question should prompt you to tell yourself all of the reasons why you're going to be successful in making the change. What motivation have you already uncovered? I want you to write them down, yell them at me in the feed, and then I want you to use these to propel you forward for consistency. Must have coffee, I'm telling you. It's way early here. Now, after you've done that part, now I want you to ask yourself, why didn't you place the mark further to the right? Why aren't you more ready to change? What barriers to change are you worried about? Write them down. You can put them in the chat here if you want, but write them on that sheet. Know why you're worried. What are you worried about? There is no wrong answer here. Now, for example, you may be concerned about fitting movement into your upcoming super busy work week, or fitting movement in because you hurt so bad that movement's not possible. If it's the second one, let's not worry about movement, as in exercise. Let's worry about getting up once an hour in whatever form of getting up you can do, and walk for a couple of minutes. That's just fine. That is extra movement that you wouldn't get. I get up every hour on the hour and walk for 2 to 3 minutes, which is about 250 steps. And according to my Fitbit this morning, moving 2 to 3 minutes every hour lowers your risks for heart attack, diabetes, cancer, all of the good stuff that you don't want. So I already do that. And I find that awesome that Fitbit reinforces that because, I love my numbers. So if you're worried about the time, sit down with your calendar, schedule in either 2 15-minute blocks in a day, 3 times during the week, or 3 10-minute blocks. Because as long as you're moving it for 10 minutes at a time, you're getting your heart rate up enough. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes to an hour of dedicated time. Now, I know myself that 5 days a week, I want my hour. That's my me time. But on the other 2 days a week, I just fit in 2 to 3 10-minute walks in my getting up and moving every 3 to 5 times, moving every hour for 2 to 3 minutes. You don't have to spend hours in the gym or hours working out to lose weight. You need to add movement to your day. So Don't write off just simple movement. That just leads to couch potato-itis. We don't want couch potatoes. We want you guys to get up and start moving in whatever form that movement takes for you. If you're already to the point where you've lost enough weight to where you can go to the gym or you can work out without pain, awesome. If you are not at that point yet, remember, I couldn't walk up the stairs by myself when I started. So I totally get that. All right. Now, going back to the ruler, the best time to make a change with your lifestyle is when you are between a 7 and 10. This is when you're going to have the most success. Now, over the next 4 days, so today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday next week, we're going to keep addressing different pieces to this puzzle to move you toward that 7 to 10 mark. But until then, I want you to remember, key to your success is small, consistent steps that will get you there, and that you can do anything for 5 minutes. Because I'm going to sign off with you guys now and send you off with some love and hugs. I kept you on way longer than I planned. Have an amazing day. Make sure you download the guide, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Bye.